was someone there when I came to. But it wasn't a good Samaritan. It was the devil. Whatever was inside him, he passed it into me.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So they finally did real Johnny Blaze stuff. They kind of teased him in last week's episode, but they full on put him on screen. So what it sounds like based on the narration here, Robbie Reyes feels like Ghost Rider here, Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, passed the spirit of vengeance into him, meaning that what the TV show might have done is just pass the mantle. So for those of you wondering where Danny Ketch is, they're like, how could he, skip over Danny Ketch? Well, I think the fact that Robbie Reyes worked at a junkyard, and we saw that in the first couple of episodes, was an Easter egg for that. Now, for those of you that don't know who Danny Ketch is, he was the second version of Ghost Rider. He was kind of like an updated version of the character when they felt like the Johnny Blaze character had gotten kind of stale. So they introduced a new Ghost Rider, but he got his powers via a talisman rather than making a deal with Mephisto like Johnny Blaze did. So while I think there will be more Easter eggs for Danny Ketch, I just think that they're going from Johnny Blaze to Robbie Reyes on the TV show. And they've changed a bunch about the backstory. So just to explain the difference, what it seems like they've done is they tried to make the characters a little bit more complex from the comic book origin story of Robbie Reyes, but for the most part, the heroes and the villains of that storyline are the same. So not only did this episode show you Johnny Blaze in the MCU, remember technically it's all connected even if the movie characters never come on the TV shows, it's still connected, so Johnny Blaze is inside the MCU now, but he might not be Ghost Rider anymore because it sounds like he passed the mantle. But for those of you that are freaking out, this is only being told from Robbie Reyes' point of view, so he might not completely understand how it works. Like, he thinks this is the devil, but it's really just Johnny Blaze. Johnny Blaze is the one that made the deal with Mephisto. But I'm totally fine with the version they're doing. I mean, it's really only the beginning of the season. There's still so many more episodes. I'm expecting Ghost Rider to be around for the entire year, not just up to the mid-season finale. Like, they just kind of introduced a new big bad at the end of the episode that's kind of in line with Robbie Reyes' comic book story, but there are some changes. So as we go along, I'll try to do Ghost Rider videos kind of explaining what's different from the comics, but I think everybody was pretty jazzed up to see him. Like, everyone's just happy that Johnny Blaze is somewhere in the universe, so they can continue to use the Ghost Rider character however they want, but I think if they send him to the Netflix universe, they would still keep the Robbie Reyes version of the character, and they would just do more Ghost Rider mythos, so there'd be more Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch stuff, but that's all kind of up in the air. Like, he's busy on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now, so after he's done with, whatever storyline they use him for, then I think he's free to go to the Netflix universe, because I don't think they're going to try and use him in the movies anytime soon. But you guys can let me know, what do you think Johnny Blaze showing up on the TV show means for Ghost Rider mythos stuff later this season? Like, do you think that he will come back later in the story? In the way they played this, you don't know how old he is because they say back in the day. I thought that was kind of funny the way they did back in the day. Like, you're supposed to assume that it's within the past couple of years because Robbie's brother doesn't look any different. Like, he looks the exact same age, so it couldn't have been that long ago. So you kind of have to wonder how old Johnny Blaze is as of right now, if he's still alive. But I think the reason they played it so ambiguously is so that they can leave themselves some room for later in the season if they want to bring him back or, they want to change something way down the road. Like, they're just leaving themselves a little wiggle room when it comes to Ghost Rider stuff. Like, if they think there's something really cool or they get permission to use characters that they couldn't use right now, they could always do it later. The other important thing is that because of the election next week in the United States, it looks like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be on break, but it's the same for The Flash. Pretty much every Tuesday night show is going to be on break. So I'll be doing bonus videos for stuff, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. But let me know, if Johnny Blaze was a important part of Robbie Reyes' comic book story, did a lot of cool stuff during that comic book run, do you think they'll bring him back way later this season for like a Ghost Rider team up where you have like multiple versions of Ghost Rider? I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but I was really surprised that they were able to do Ghost Rider to begin with. So I think all bets are off when it comes to stuff they can and can't do. I think they have a lot more freedom this year, so get hype. And speaking of cool things that are happening now, like characters that you didn't think would ever appear on TV, Talia al Ghul is going to appear on Arrow as part of a new storyline, but they didn't say when she's going to debut, so I'm assuming it's going to be sometime after the mid-season finale, because now they're working on episodes 9 and 10, meaning that anybody they announced that they've just cast is for future episodes, so it's episodes after episode 10. So there is some cool Arrow stuff happening tonight from the comics, so I'll do a video for that. That'll either post like really late tonight or early tomorrow, so just look out for that too. While you guys wait for that to post, you can click here for my non-spoilery Doctor Strange review, and you can click here to rewatch that like longer Johnny Blaze scene from the other episode. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.
There are two types of beings in the universe.